We're back.
We are.
It's starting to get cold.
It is. We got a blanket.
We got a blanket.
I'm going to need more than that,
yes,
I'll tell you.
We're sharing the blankets.
Yeah.
So we're transitioning to fall, and we're still talking about transitions. And we had a really good talk last week.
We did.
About faith and the importance of, during times of transitions, how they can be opportunities.
That's right.
To grow.
Yep.
And at the end of last week, I told the story in the Gospels about the paralytic man who was lowered. The friends wrecked the roof and lowered him down to get him to Jesus, and it was their faith.
That's right.
The friend's faith that healed the paralytic man. So today, I think it's a great transition. You see how I did that?
Yes, I see it.
Into
She's clever.
This idea of the importance of, when you're going through a transition, to have family and friends there to share the burden. We can't carry this alone.
You need family and friends all the time.
That's a good point.
Whether it's a transition, just an ordinary day, whatever. And boy, did I find out about friends.
Yes.
Oh, I'm telling you.
You sure did. Through the moves.
I wrote a story about it. I hope you see it. Anyway,
we'll have to put it out there sometime.
I was hungry one night before I was moving. Just before I was moving.
Lots of boxes.
Got up for a snack, slipped on the boxes, and I thought, oh, well, I'll be all right. I'll just take a Tylenol, have my snack.
She was not okay.
2 days later, I am so swollen. My hand and my foot. Daughter Julie comes over to help. The movers are there. And she took one look and said, you look like your hand is broken. She didn't see my foot because it was bad. I had to show it, though, because she hustled me off. I had to go to urgent care.
Yeah, I sent her to the doctor.
Broken hand and foot.
Yeah, and it was a double break.
Yeah, it was.
We had 2 breaks on move day.
But here,
it was crazy.
Julie and her friend, who I didn't even know at that time, got it done. A lot of problems. The movers took what they could, left the rest.
There was a lot of space. They ran out of space in the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a great example, because I remember when Teresa called and I said, well, my mom's headed to urgent care and with a broken hand and foot, and her next words were I'll be right over.
Yeah, and she was.
And that, I call her my 9/11 friend. And, you don't need a lot of friends like that in your life, but you need a couple.
But it has a happy ending.
Yes, it does have a happy ending.
These movers had things all over the place. I went to bed 2 a.m. Next morning, guess what? Teresa's back with Julie.
Right, in
and
her
a
van
dear
and a TV.
friend of mine.
Oh, that's right.
And between them and 2 big SUVs,
we got the rest of it.
They got the rest of it.
Yeah.
And
it was a rough move. So, and you know what's interesting about transitions, and I think that story is just a great example, is you really learn who your true friends are.
Yeah,
it's a great revealing time.
It is, really.
When your life bottoms out,
yep.
Who is there? Who's standing there with you?
That's right.
Because that's when you really need people the most. And the other part is, are we willing to receive that?
Exactly.
Because sometimes we're like, oh, we got it. We got it. We don't need help. We all need help.
Oh.
And are we open to receive it and allow those people who are there standing next to us?
Right.
To help us. So
I can't imagine what I do without friends that I just pick up the phone and say something funny or something not funny, just to know I've got those people.
Yes.
And we care about each other.
Yep.
And it's something that God puts us together. I know that.
It's so incredible is,
random
you've got
friendships.
And they're not random. They're God.
They are.
God bringing people into our life.
Yeah.
And they keep coming.
They do.
It's so funny because everyone has the different stages of life, and you could kind of look at, well, who are my high school friends and my college friends and, my church friends and my, and God just keeps sending people. But there's, and I've got one incredible friend, Beth, from high school.
Exactly.
And she's always been there. I'll never forget, and sometimes it's just being there. You don't have to say anything, but it was Dad's funeral. And I just remember her showing up and sitting there. She just sat there the whole time in the back of the room.
But she was there for you,
I just
Julie.
knew she was there.
That's right.
I don't remember anything she said, and at times, when there's a death or, something unexpected, somebody gets, you don't know what to say, but just that physical, I call it the ministry of presence.
I've got a few friends like that. And like Julie says, they're just there.
Yes.
And when I look over at them, it just comforts me and encourages me.
Yeah, exactly.
And we all need that. We don't just get rid of the old, like they say, what is it? Keep the old friends that make the new friends.
Yeah.
No, you have to
one
have
is
more.
Silver and one is gold. They're all gold.
Different times of your life.
Different, exactly. Different seasons, but God sends it. Now it's Elaine and Julie down they're right down the street.
That's right.
Like that is such a God thing to place them right there.
Random. It's not random.
It's not random.
Really.
It's not random, but it's also, and it can happen also with, people like you run into and meet strangers.
Yeah.
And you're like, are you open to whatever it is? Because sometimes you know people for just a moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a week. Sometimes it's your whole life.
Right.
And, I do believe that God puts people in our lives every day.
Oh, for a reason.
For a reason. And we choose the relationship we have, how long they're going to stay, I guess.
I know.
The relationship and how long they'll be there. But I think it's a very, I can look at my life and just see the
Another thing, too. In order to have a friend, you've got to be a friend.
Yes.
So it can't be this,
it can't be a one-way.
Hi, I'm so and so. It has to be you making the effort, and they make the effort too.
Right.
And you come together in a beautiful relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think you, Mom, have done a great job at that. Even with you've always made the effort, whether it was with the classroom encouraging students, or with friends, like your friends in California.
Yeah.
After you moved here, you would always be calling them all the time and checking in. It's that step of connecting and caring, writing the card. You're great at writing letters. How great is it when you open your mailbox and have a handwritten note? I mean, come on, it's such a great feeling. I'm always going through my mail, shuffling through the bills.
I'll tell you what, I have never forgotten the random act of kindness. And I picture myself getting some surprise.
Oh, Carolyn's Club.
Club in high school.
My daughter had a club in high school.
And that triggered something, and it's been a while now.
Yeah.
But every time I do that, and I do it in spurts.
Yes.
This isn't every day.
Yeah, that's right.
But I feel so good with these little surprises.
You drop. So she goes around her retirement community and leaves fun little things for people anonymously.
I don't have a name
it's a little
or anything,
and it just brightens people's day.
Well, I put myself there if somebody left me something. Yeah. And I love it.
Right.
I do like Dove chocolate and Hershey.
We know the chocolate girl. We got to get the tin back. We haven't heard from the tin. We've seen the tin in a while.
Oh, and the king brought me my favorite cake. Yes, 2 days ago. It was a random
act of cake.
Oh,
I love the random act of cake.
What a surprise, and how nice,
I love that.
Yeah.
Those little surprises, we, just the idea of giving. When you're pouring into someone else, and it can be just a small thing. Our singles group went and had coffee and conversation at an assisted, it actually wasn't, it was the skilled nursing care. So these people are all very sick. They're they're wheelchair bound, most of them, and just taking time.
Yeah.
Because that's certainly a transitional life. When you're going, especially when you're in assisted living, then you move to the skilled nursing.
Yeah.
That's a sad place. And just to be able to brighten the day with, some cookies. I threw together some chocolate chip cookies and coffee, but it's really the conversation.
It is.
And sitting there and saying, hey, what's your name? And we met the most amazing people. And then we sang songs.
Oh, sang songs?
Oh, it was fantastic.
They love it. We were out Thursday, a similar situation. And when you go to leave, they'll say, are you coming back?
When are you coming back? Yeah,
when are you coming back?
I told them about you. You got to dance for them.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
My
We're going to be dancing back
we
in there.
We used to go to that place.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so we all need
you go
people.
out of there feeling much better than anyone, I think.
Right.
Really.
Right. So it's actually, it's just this idea of putting someone else ahead of yourself. And that's what a true friend is.
It is.
A true friend shows up when you need them the most.
Oh,
And they're just there. Sometimes they don't have to do anything. Just knowing that you've got this person or this group of people. Because we all need people there. Just like that paralytic man. He couldn't do it. He was paralyzed. He was physically broken in a way that he needed other people. And we all have times of brokenness, whether it's physical or emotional or spiritual. And we all need it.
This girl here shows up. And I can remember, I can't even count the times she has showed up. And you don't think you're doing that much, but you're moving a mountain, Julie. And not only for me, Mom. She does that for me all the time, but other people. Maybe it's just some little thing that's happened, and she'll throw in a batch of cookies and be over there. And believe me, Mom. Julie, it's counted. It is. You don't know it, maybe, but it's just what she is.
Thanks, Mom, for recognizing that. And we never know how far it will go.
Oh,
that little, that being there for somebody. But we all need friends, not only in times of transition.
That's right.
We need them all the time, and God's going to send them. If you're sitting there right now saying, I don't have friends like that. God will send them. But you have to, as you said, it's a two-way street. You have to nurture that relationship. You have to reach out and let it develop. And it takes time.
It does.
It takes time, but it's so worth it. And the time I've invested in people, and now they're there for me, I would not change a thing. I mean,
it takes effort, too.
Yeah, it does.
And sometimes we don't want to get out of our comfort zone.
Right.
And I did that last week one day. I was feeling like, oh, gosh, I finished my stories. What am I going to do?
Right.
So I thought, I need to do something for somebody else.
Yeah.
And it made my day.
There you go.
A little Hershey bar and a visit over at the Reserve.
I sense a theme. There seems to be a chocolate theme. We all know the Queen loves chocolate.
And I know other people do, too.
If you show up with chocolate, it's going to go well.
Yeah.
It really will.
You couldn't do better to show up with chocolate.
Just show up.
Yeah.
Show up with chocolate is like a bonus.
I know.
But just show up. That's the thing. And just thank you I just want to thank all my friends who are listening now who've shown up for me.
And me
and
too.
who have been there.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't do life without you. We can't do this life alone.
Nobody.
We're not meant to do it alone. Why would we?
That's right.
So we're just so blessed.
God didn't make us to be alone.
No,
He made us to be together.
Yes.
And every new friend, every old friend, they're treasures.
Yes.
Really. And especially as you get a little older, not that I'm that old.
Just a
little older, you treasure them even more.
Yes.
You have all these memories built up, and it's great. It's really great. It just makes for a happy day, a happy person, and we are blessed, truly blessed.
Truly blessed.
I think it's time to go.
She gave her speech, and that's it.
I might
so
need
we're
a chocolate.
Leaving now. We've talked about chocolate. She needs to go. Okay. Well, until next week.
Yeah.
We are just so grateful, and we thank you.
Yes.
We're going to go get some chocolate.
I think so.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.